feel like the camera's like seeing the top of my head.
All right. I think we are live here on the YouTubes. So thank you guys for joining us. We've actually taken a little break from the YouTube lives. Just got a little busy with life and work and all that good stuff. Back to school. Kids are playing sports galore these days. So it's been a little busy. Didn't have time for too many lives recently. But I thought it was a good idea to get back on track and try to do we're trying to do these twice a month, but sometimes life gets in the way and our jobs get in the way, all that good stuff. So today we are going to talk about, please let me know if you guys can hear us too, and where you guys are watching from, whether you're San Diego, somewhere else in the country, or somewhere else in the world, perhaps.
Ooh.
We're doing this at a slightly different time. We usually do it at like 5 p.m. Pacific time. Oh, and just by the way, if you hear a chainsaw sound in the background, I'm having my palm trees trimmed right now with a large chainsaw. So I apologize if that is showing up on the microphone.
It's very loud.
It is quite loud, so I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but we can clearly hear the chainsaw.
I hear it. It's
really
loud.
Do not be alarmed if you hear it. But yeah, let us know if you can hear us, and let us know where you are watching from. Barry, Delaware.
Delaware.
Oh, we just got an email from you, KZ. So thanks for watching. I just forwarded it to you if you did not see it.
Oh my goodness!
He just emailed us. They were planning on moving out here in a couple of years.
Wow,
nice. Courtney is from Delaware. If you did not know,
I am from Delaware.
I don't know where Barry, Delaware is.
Barry, Delaware is just a little bit south.
Okay.
I was from Wilmington. My parents still live in Wilmington.
There you go.
And Bear's just a little bit south, not far at all. Actually,
he owns a plumbing
Nothing's
business.
Far in Delaware.
If your parents need a plumber, you can reach out to him.
Really? Nice. So. I don't think they need a plumber right now, but
okay. In case they do, that's cool. Now we know a plumber there in Delaware, so that's great. Okay, so today we're going to talk about what's going on in the housing market here, as everyone seems to be the talk of the town, the housing market here in San Diego or just throughout the country in general.
Yeah.
The Fed has raised interest rates once again, which does not directly affect mortgage rates. And usually they already know they're going to raise the rates. So the mortgage companies, banks already raised the rates prior to this announcement. So we'll get into a little bit about that and how that's affecting the housing market here. I also have a video coming out on Friday about the biggest price dips in the last 3 to 4 months are from that too. So stay tuned for that on Friday. But today we're going to talk about what's currently going on in the housing market here.
I'm not in that video, so
no, she is not.
Not going to be.
I did this one myself. Okay, so let's get into what we usually do. Get into some headlines going on here in the housing related to the housing market in San Diego. And then if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We are happy to answer them for you. And we're probably going to go for 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how many questions you guys have, as I have to pick up my children from their various activities that they have here in San Diego. Okay, so let's get into some articles, and we can chat about it.
And let's see about
my
sharing the screen.
Yes,
it's gonna work.
It
wow, look at that.
This is fantastic.
Tech wizard you are.
I know. Let me get the right screen up first. Okay, there it is. Window. This one, correct. Okay, so this is what's going on in the housing market. Let's make sure you guys can see this. San Diego real estate market is shifting. How do home prices compare to this time last year? Well, this time last year, they are still higher than they were this time last year. So this guy, I think he's a real estate agent here. Baker says right now a mortgage payment of $700,000 loan will be roughly $5,000 to $5,500 a month. This was from not now compared to $3,900 last year. So interest rates were about 3% about this time last year. Now they are at about 5.1%. And I just want to show you guys a little comparison what the difference payments would be. So $1 million mortgage right here. See that? 3% interest rate here, 5.5% interest rate here. So if you bought the same $1 million house where I just had a $1 million loan, it would be $1,400 more expensive to buy it now than it would have been a year ago.
Yes.
So the big reason why prices are dipping is obviously mainly the interest rate. We've talked about this many times on the show here. So that is not shocking that prices are dipping here. And like I said, I'm putting out a video on Friday that shows the neighborhoods. I'm just kind of focusing on North County because that's kind of where we do most of our business here. And the range from price decreases from the last 3 to 4 months have ranged from plus 3% up to minus 15%.
Wow.
But you're gonna have to watch the video to find out who was the biggest drop.
Well,
So,
he hooked you right
yeah,
there.
little teaser.
He did a little
there,
teaser
and
there.
I was actually fascinated to see the homes that were on there. And there were 2 neighborhoods that didn't go down at all in North County, so that was also fascinating. So,
can you give me a hint?
I cannot. They're in North County, San Diego.
Mm.
So you'll have to
Interesting.
watch and find out.
I don't live in one of them, do I?
Not in the ones that did not go. You're in one of the ones that went down.
Okay.
So
okay.
So we will see on that. Okay. So as we mentioned, the Federal Reserve's third 75 basis point interest rate. And can you guys hear this chainsaw? Because it's quite loud.
Just roll with it.
We're just gonna go with
We're loud enough.
Yes.
To be heard over the
this is
chainsaw.
true.
Yeah.
Okay. Raised 3/4 points for the 3rd time this year, citing persistent inflation. I thought this was going to be the one time that the inflation finally got under control, but it sounds like we're probably in for another round or 2 of inflation before it finally starts to plateau. It's a pesky little thing, inflation.
Yes,
and it's continuing
very true
to go up. The Federal Reserve raised the target federal funds by 75 points for the 3rd time in a row, with cool down, unrelenting inflation. Yeah, like we mentioned. Okay. Okay. This is also a record share of home buyers relocate, driven by moves away from expensive coastal areas, with the exception of San Diego.
San Diego.
So as you can see here, where's the little chart here? I like charts.
Charts and graphs.
Okay, so these are all the places people were leaving: San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, DC, Boston, Chicago, Seattle, Washington, Denver. And then where people were leaving from Los Angeles, they would go to San Diego.
San Diego, very
San Francisco,
true.
Sacramento, which kind of makes sense. So they don't want to go too far from home.
Right.
Goes little.
Some of these people didn't get the memo, though. You're going from Seattle to Los Angeles. They didn't get the memo that
everyone's leaving Los Angeles, and then Seattle went there. So they should have gone to San Diego.
Seattle was just looking for some sunshine. Any sunshine.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then next come 2 California metros: Sacramento, perennially popular for homebuyers moving from one metro to another, and San Diego, which only recently jumped onto the list of most popular destinations.
Wow.
Which I feel like most just recently popped onto it. I feel like it's been like that for like the last 2 years.
Right.
So I found that interesting. That's just making the list now.
You, I know.
And this is places people are moving to.
Yeah.
This net inflow is San Diego's number 3
on
the list of net inflow.
So
behind only Miami and Sacramento. So 2 California towns on here with net inflow, and the rest are like the Sun Belt states from a lot of Florida, Texas, Arizona, Florida, Nevada.
Yep.
So Nevada still seems to be going strong, which I found pretty interesting.
I find interesting as well. People going from LA to Vegas.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild to me.
I mean the income tax thing is pretty big for Nevada, so that's one reason why a lot of people are moving that direction. And it's not too far. I mean, it's not.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, in proximity, it's not that far. I mean, you could still maintain friendships, family, meetups, whatever you have still in LA. That's true, I guess. It's just
it's a little different from like Los Angeles going to Texas or something like that.
Yeah,
that would be a bigger culture shock probably than going Los Angeles to Vegas, or Los Angeles to San Diego or San Francisco. You know, relatively similar cultures, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. This one. So this one, they're saying that home prices have only dipped. So 0.5%. Actually dipped at 2% here. Oh no, it's Seattle. Sorry. 0.5% over here. Yeah. Is that the increase?
Yeah.
Because I don't know where they're getting these stats from, because I'm going directly to the MLS over here. So let me just show you guys some. This is a 1-year chart with the 3-month rolling average. So back in, so the peak was kind of like this May, June area. So 985. This is kind of small, so you might not be able to see it on your screens here. So the peak was 985 to 989 range. And now about 3 months later, in August, we're down to 950. This is in the county. 3-month rolling out average for a single family detached homes. So, but if you dive a little deeper, I just want to show you a few zip codes in the North County, because that's where we are. 92127, which is like Del Sur, Forest Ranch, basically areas. So the median home price over there was at 2.3-ish right over there. And then it just now to August, we're down to $1.88 million. So I'm guessing things were going to start to plateau like right where what the things were in December, January. Like they're at 1720 back in December and January. Because if you see right here, look, this was pretty flat for the most part.
Right. It's
up until they said they were going
to
announce the interest rate hikes.
Right. Yes.
So this was like, relatively modest increases here. And then kind of came January when they said they were like, okay, we're going to raise rates come in the next few months. And then everybody and their mother tried to buy a house.
Yes.
And then you can see it went from 1723 to almost $2.3 million.
Yeah. In the span of like 3
and now we're down to 188. So, I mean, I think we'll probably see it'll probably start to flatten out a little bit around here is my guess, unless they continue to raise interest rates.
Right.
Which is very possible. So we will see what happens with that. And just keep in mind, this zip code was one of the most popular zip codes in all of North County, San Diego during these last 2 years. Everybody was moving to these zip codes.
Yeah.
And just remember, there's the biggest increase will probably have the biggest drop, at least temporarily. And I do think these areas will recover quite quickly once inflation gets under control and the interest rates probably go back into the 4 range. But right now we're at 5.1 for jumbo loans. So do you think once the inflation gets under control, rates will go down?
Yes,
up?
I do. But I mean, what's the timeline there?
It could be 6 months, could be a year, could be a year and a half.
So I think that's where the real question is. Are they going to go back down? Yes. But do we know the time frame?
Yep. I mean, if we knew, we'd be much richer.
I know. I think we say that every time. I wish we had that crystal ball.
I know.
But we don't. These are your best educated guesses. And
I think where the bottom is going to be somewhere right around here, like 181750 for like this particular zip code
area, right?
If you want to do like Carmel Valley, 921030. So you see like they're in October, they were around 1.9 to 2 million for median home prices. And then came December, January, it shot up like
it did, right? I mean, there was some,
and now we are down to 2.2 in Carmel Valley. So I think that probably has a little bit more legs to dip a little bit until it rebounds again. So we'll see what happens in the next 6 months. I think these next 6 months might be a little bit rough for the housing market, but we will see. Are you guys, anyone thinking about buying in the next 3 to 6 months? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. I think there are going to be some pretty good deals going on in the next 3 to 6 months. I was actually just showing someone a property today that's moving from New York, and they might not move in for like 3 to 4 years. They might rent it out. And I think as long as you don't mind an interest rate a little bit higher now, then you can hopefully refinance in 6 months, year and a half. You're going to find some very good deals on houses in the near future. So but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is the bottom, or we still got a little ways to go? We're bound to have a correction when interest rates go pretty much double in a short amount of time. So I think when we started this in the beginning, we did our forecast for predictions of where interest rates would be. I think most people thought it was going to be like 4%, give or take, and now we are at 5%.
A little higher than
we're at 6% on conforming. So jumbos are a little bit better at 5.1% or so. So that's interesting. If you guys want to see any other zip codes real quick while I'm at this, just let me know. I can type it in and see where they are. But that 92127 was a pretty dramatic downward spot. So maybe they were already through the worst of it, and maybe they'll level off from this time.
I was going to say, what do you think about buying a home right now that you're going to rent out? Do you think that there's profit to be made with rentals as far as rental prices that we have in this area right now?
I think certain neighborhoods are going to be better than other ones to rent out. So I religiously look at this chart to see which neighborhoods are being affected the most. And I'm not super surprised by it, but some of the most popular neighborhoods in all of at least North County, San Diego, just because they had so many bidding wars going on in the last 2 years, especially the last like six months. They just got insane.
Yeah.
Like there was just no rational explanation. I always talk about that one in Pacific Highland Ranch, the first one that came on the market in January. There was a line down the street trying to get into that open house.
Yeah.
And that was listed at, I think, 1.9 and it sold for 2.5. And there was no comp that could ever justify that price. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I think rentals, I mean, seeing the price of rentals in this area, I mean, when you're looking at numbers like that with $1 million home and with the interest rates the way that they have been, now you're looking at a $5,600 a month payment, correct? I think you can easily ask for a house like that.
For sure.
6,500.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I'm thinking of the places down the street that are going for
They're
6,500.
they're renting townhomes like right down the street from where we live that are brand new. Granted, they're brand new townhomes, 4 bedrooms. I think the biggest one is like 1,700 square feet for $6,500.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can rent houses over in this neighborhood just next door to it for 6,000.
Yeah.
I just don't know who would rent a townhome for 65, unless people just like love brand new.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a couple zip codes that people were asking about. 92058, Mr. Kite was asking about. So the peak looks like about 8.8 or 880,000, sorry, in May 2020. This is a rolling 3-month average, just so everyone knows. Just because it's changed so much in 3 months, I wanted to try to find a good gauge. And now it's down to 795. So almost 100K decrease in the median home price in the 92058. So that one seems promising. And then let's see where it was in January. So it's already right where it was in January.
Yeah. Which
maybe it goes a little bit farther, but I think that's pretty good value right now, especially if you can buy it and then refinance it later. It could be, like I said, you just have to be able to afford it for the next, hopefully, 2 years, worst case scenario.
Right.
But granted, I don't know where the rates are going to go specifically. Okay, hopefully that helps. And then we got another one here, the 92120. Let's see. Okay, that one's not as bad. It doesn't look like that. So back in January, well, it went up a lot since January. Geez. So 994 went up to 1,157,000, and now we're hovering about 1,102,000. So I think that probably one's got a little bit more room to go. But you know, this is just all educated guesses, basically. So, so I'm kind of going out of order on these questions. So is Oceanside Vista still North County? Yes, it is. North County, San Diego. Those are basically the northern end of, I mean, you have like Bonsall and those things, but I always feel like those are kind of like their own little territory, even though they're considered that. But Oceanside Vista is still North County. Yes.
People are asking for 92114.
Okay, I'll do 2 more of these and then we'll get to the other questions.
92114.
Okay, so back in January, so this is kind of where everything was starting to plateau a little bit. January, December, so 650, and then it went up to 710, so $60,000 difference, and then we're down to 682. So there could be a little. I mean, I would not be shocked if this dipped a little bit more. I mean, with the rates keep going up, I mean, I don't think prices are going to go up in the next 3 to 6 months. Unless they bring the rates down, which I don't think they're going to.
I'm seeing a comment there from Alex Reed at the bottom that says they're already talking about rates being in the 7s by the end of the year.
That is I would not be shocked. I mean, I every time I think we're reaching the peak of the rates and then they tend to raise them again.
Right.
So, but I wouldn't discount it. If you're going to find deals in this market. So if you guys are willing to play the whole interest rate game, it might not be a terrible idea. We'll see.
Last zip code.
Okay, last zip code. And then we'll get into the other questions.
92123 for Richard Higgins, and then we'll crack on.
Oh, wow. Look at that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in January, December, we're at 880 January, and then it went up to 1,030,000. Wow. And now we're down to 921. So we're getting close to where, like, I think this is where, like, I felt a little flattening after August of last year. Like, things were kind of remaining relatively steady.
Yeah.
And then until the new year started, and then it skyrocketed up again. Yeah. So I think they'll get back down to around this mark, around, what is that, 850-ish, 850 to 900 range, probably for this one. But that is just my guess. We shall see what happens. And we'll update you guys on these. I like looking at these stats because I find it very fascinating. And we will go from there. Okay, we'll get out of this for the time being, and then we'll get into some questions. If you want to check out some more zip codes, let me know. Maybe we'll do it at the end. How do I stop my screen sharing? Here it is.
There you go.
Hey, we're back. Okay. Okay, so there's our friend, our KZ. Stay true. From Barry, Delaware. Let us know where you guys are watching from. We always like to know. I'm watching from Plano, Texas.
Nice.
Nice to meet you, Amy. I'm thinking 20% drop in some high-end spots in San Diego. I would probably agree with you since I've already seen 15% drops in certain neighborhoods in North County, San Diego. And like I said, you can check out that video on Friday. I'm really plugging this video.
You are. You
yes.
are.
Okay. But
No,
yes,
those are
I would
good.
not be shocked. But I think 20% is probably going to be worst case. Maybe you'll see 22 or something in certain neighborhoods. But these people that are expecting 40% drops, unless we hit like 10% interest rates or something like that, which knock on wood, we don't see that, but we shall see. Hello. Oh, Nine Angels.
Hi.
Oh, I'm a local. I could never go to Vegas due to the heat and lack of wholesome activities. I mean, I think there are some wholesome activities in Vegas.
I mean, there's got to be.
There's Top Golf. Is that wholesome?
Yeah, that is.
Sort of.
That's a very wholesome activity. But
yes, I could not go to the heat either.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Very interesting topic. I'm watching San Diego housing prices closely. Well, Deb, you got to move down here eventually. So hopefully this is your chance
to get in.
No reasons rates come back down unless we crash and we have to spur business. Crash will happen in 2025 and then rates will drop in 2026. Okay, why do you say that? I'm just curious why 2025 too. Just curious to see the rationale there. If you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll get to all of them if we have time. And then if you want to have any other zip codes you want us to check out, please let us know.
All right.
Glad to hear that prices are correcting. We've been biding our time, or biding our time, and waiting for things to stabilize as we have the luxury of time. That's good. If you're in no rush, then just don't wait too long. Then they'll go back up again, and then you'll regret missing the boat on that too. Yeah. So, I'm still curious. Why does he think 2025 is the year for a crash?
I don't know. Maybe
why not 2023 or 2024?
Maybe they're gonna let us know.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you for the info. Can you please? Oh, we did that one.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Adolfo.
Yeah.
We did that one. Okay. We talked about Alex. Good to hear from you. Jerome Powell said to expect a correction, 20% dip from highs. Okay. I would not be shocked to say I would say 3 months ago, I probably would not have believed it. But now that they continue to raise the rates, it seems to be going in that direction. I don't think they're all going to be 20% decreases. I think the ones that have appreciated the most over the last 2 years, really, those are the ones you'll see bigger corrections, but then they might come back quicker too, because they're the ones that we want the most are usually the most desirable.
Yes, right.
So we shall see. Yeah, he clarified his housing reset comment, and people are saying he's called for a correction. So he said housing reset first, then he's calling for correction. Curious.
Let's see if that. Oh, we didn't get a response yet. I'm wondering about the 2025.
Yeah. Who was the one that said that earlier?
It was
Colt Real Estate. Colt, let me know why you think 2025. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Maybe you know something we do not.
We don't know, right?
I'm watching from Connecticut, where fall starts tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
We definitely don't have fall here yet.
No.
Because it's better this week, but the previous 2 weeks.
Yes.
It was very, very hot.
And it's going to be hot again. It's going to be in the 80s for the rest of this week. So we don't really.
It is going to be in the 80s all week? Oh,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So I'm envious. I'm envious of you in Connecticut. You're going to get some really pretty colors, right?
Yeah, you were just in Julian.
I was just in Julian.
Was there
I'm
any
drinking
fall
my
colors?
Julian cider.
Was there any fall?
No,
colors?
not yet. It's still all green. It's still very green. Yeah.
Bought a new house early 22. I guess I will be underwater for a long time. I do not think you're going to be in the water for a long time. Where did you buy it? I'm just curious. What zip code? We can check it. Or did you already tell us what it was earlier?
Now that we're looking up all these.
I know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't see she did, but let us know where it is, and we can put it on the search here and see where they're doing it. And it will not be a long time. I think this will be, unless there's this crash in 2025 that Colt Real Estate is talking about, but we shall see. Can you check out PB zip code? Yeah, which one do you want? I can just type in Pacific Beach, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's hard to type. Oh, okay. So January, we're at 1725. See, this is where we're starting to flatten a little bit. Dipped a little bit there for a second. 1725 and went up to 2.15.
Ooh,
that's a whopper.
That is.
And then now we're down to 1. So
1799.
almost back to right where.
Yeah.
So this is where I think things are going to settle in around this little number here. So PB could have a little bit more drop, but we shall see.
Yeah.
Any other zip codes you guys want to see? Let us know. What is a walkable area with houses at or under $1 million?
maybe La Mesa. Parts of La Mesa are walkable. Depends on how walkable you're looking. If you're looking for totally like a downtown feel, I mean, even downtown, there's some
Yeah,
spots
downtown,
under
but
a million,
not
but
but
that's
not
not a
houses, I
house,
guess.
maybe.
Like
Actually,
Normal Heights. Normal
yeah,
Heights would be
Normal
good.
Heights might have some. Sure,
South
and
Park,
that's
North Park's probably
walkable.
a little bit over $1 million
Yeah,
now.
it's hard to find.
Although maybe
Depends on how big. I mean, if you're looking for a 2-bedroom house, I see stuff come up in North Park at like at $1 million for a 2-bedroom.
Oh, I wasn't sharing our screen there. Hold on. That's for Pacific Beach.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, let's put that back up on the screen. Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay.
We will share Pacific Beach for you. There it is. There's Pacific Beach. Okay, so we were around 1.7-ish right before the new year, and then we went up to 2.150 in April,
right?
And then the little decline is happening here, down to $1.8 million. I think they might have a little bit more room to decline here a little bit, maybe another 5% perhaps. But that's one of the steeper drops we've seen in a lot of, especially for a beach community, because usually those ones hold up a little bit more.
Now, can you look up North Park as well?
Yeah, let's check North Park. I might need the zip code for that one. Oh, no, I don't.
There you go.
Okay, this is North Park. North Park actually not that bad.
Yeah,
so
kind of retains its
$1,065,000. So we were around $1 million in December.
Yeah.
Went up to 1.3, and now we're down to 1.175. So we're getting closer to that, 1.1 mark, maybe not $1 million, but I could see 1.1.
Mm-hmm. Again, though, it depends on what they're looking for. I mean,
for sure,
could be. They have so many different types of houses in North Park. I mean, where else are you going to find like a 2-bedroom bungalow? Really, that whole area.
Yeah,
lots of different. I mean, not where we are in the suburbs, which is all tract homes.
Yep.
Really.
We can't really. We can walk to like Starbucks or something.
Yeah,
that's about it.
like grocery store. Maybe.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would check out North Park or North Park, South Park, maybe that's a little bit more, but La Mesa.
Normal Heights, La Mesa. I mean, $1 million. Yeah, I wouldn't say any of the beach communities. Those obviously are going to be a little bit more expensive just because you're on the coast there.
Walkable neighborhoods. I mean, Escondido has a little downtown area that you could walk to, but it's like a suburban.
Escondido has some really cute homes
suburban downtown
for sale right now.
Poway, if you can find something near Old Poway Park, they kind of have like a mini downtown. It's not really a downtown, but
it is walkable. I mean, not in the sense of like living downtown and it's just restaurants and bars and all this stuff, but walkable in the sense of you could walk from your home to shops, to places to eat. It's not going to feel like metropolitan, but it is still walkable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so hopefully
suburban walkable.
That helps, and maybe in the next 6 months you'll have a few more that'll be around $1 million. Do you think San Diego will correct more than 20% since we had such a big run up? I think it's going to be around 20%. I think, like I said, it could be 22, it could be 18%. I've already seen 15% on some of these.
Yeah.
So another 5% would not be shocking, especially if they continue to raise the rates.
Right.
But hopefully it's only like 1 or 2 more times before the inflation finally starts to correct itself.
Yeah.
But if we hit 7%, you'll probably see 20, 22%, something like that is my guess. We shall see.
Okay.
Any other zip codes you want to see? Just let us know. Oh, Richard put in 92. Hopefully that helped for you. Are you seeing an increase in inventory, or are people holding on to their existing mortgage now? Inventory is not really increasing. That's kind of why. I mean, prices are dipping, but I feel like some people are just holding back now. Or I've seen a lot of expired listings. So people try to sell it. I think people were trying to get in a last or price reductions too.
Price reductions.
So people were trying to get in that last little run of high prices. And I think a lot of people shot high. So if you're realistic and they had to sell, they probably priced it well, and it did sell.
Yeah.
Like we just had the one up in Escondido recently and it sold first weekend. So if you price it well from the beginning and it shows very well, I think people are a lot pickier now. So if you don't have the house looking in tip-top shape, your house is going to sit and it's going to be weeks. And if you even shoot a little bit high on the price, you're going to have to do a price reduction. You're going to have to, it's going to be on the market for multiple. I mean, it's crazy how much it's changed in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But that's the power of these interest rates.
I know. I mean, think about what we were telling people, potential buyers, and telling people waiving all the contingencies.
Yeah, you had to
everything.
waive. We had
I mean, now buyers do have a
now
little bit more of
the power of the buyers
leverage.
now is remarkable. So
it has changed so much.
I mean, you still have to be reasonable in your request. If you're
Sure.
asking for like repair requests or something like that, but you don't have to waive
Sure.
anything anymore.
No.
You can keep appraisal, loan, inspections, whatever
Yes.
amount of periods you want.
Yes.
I mean, within reason.
Yes.
But if you ask for credit, like before you ask for credit, they're like, sorry, we'll just
Right.
go to the next
The
guy.
next guy will-
that's standing behind you.
Yeah,
And-
you're right. You're
But
absolutely
now
right.
it's like you ask for, $8,000 credit, $10,000 credit.
Mhm.
If it's actually something wrong with the house. If there's not something
Right.
wrong with it, then they're still not going to give it to you probably.
Yeah.
But you'll probably get it or get close to it.
People were doing free rent backs,
Yep.
free rent backs for 60 days, 90 days. I mean, essentially 3 months,
We actually got free rent back on the Escondido
Nice.
house. So, which I was surprised they offered it, but it
Right.
worked out quite well. So
That's great.
we were happy with that. Okay, if someone else wants to check out another zip code, let me share screen again so we can see it. Check out the Mira Mesa, which is our neighbor to the south of us. 92126.
Cool.
Sharing. Is it sharing already? No, it's not. There it is. Okay, let me move it over here so I can see that we're sharing. 921. Well, that's
Whoa.
surprising, actually.
Yeah, it's sort of holding there, huh?
So in January, we were about 922. And then March, 1,020 million. This is all holding very strong in Mira Mesa.
You know what? I think there's a lot going on in Mira Mesa. I think you've got that big Three Roots community
Three
coming
Roots
in.
might be,
I think
holding up the value there.
The schools are showing up, and
Yeah, it's for a walkable neighborhood.
Yeah.
For around $1 million.
Yeah.
Mira Mesa, there's a lot you could walk to in Mira Mesa.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Mira Mesa is gonna retain its value. I think Mira Mesa would be a great place
how much
to buy a home if you're looking to just put it on for rent.
Sure, yeah.
I think that would be a great place. There's so many business parks there. You have tons of people looking to work and live in that area.
Yep.
That's a great place if you want to invest in.
That was surprising that it's retaining the value that much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Good one to check out.
I just wish they would expand their roadways a little bit.
Yeah,
I know there's nowhere to go, but
Mira Mesa Boulevard is not my favorite road.
Yeah, it
in
makes
the world.
me sweat a little bit.
So if you live in Mira Mesa,
in
let me know what you think of the traffic in Mira, especially if you're in the middle of it.
Right.
You can't get out. You
There's
can't
nowhere
go
to go.
north, or you can't go east. You can't go west. You're
Yes,
just
if you weave through the
stuck in-
neighborhoods
Yeah,
somehow.
that
but
takes a while too.
yeah,
I've done that before too.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. Oh, is there more zip codes? Where did we leave off?
You're up here.
Oh, Mira Mesa. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do these two more zip codes and then I'll go back to more questions. So 91913. Well, where's 91913? 91913.
I don't know.
Okay, this one is interesting. Let's see. So January, February, I always like to use this as a benchmark. So 900-ish. Oh, that was 862. Yeah. Sorry, 862. Okay, 862 went up to 961. I was surprised it went up in June, July, August, and then dipped a little bit in August up to 950. So that's retaining value pretty well as well.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What is that neighborhood? 91913. I don't know if I'm familiar with that one.
I can't think of what it is off the top of my
I'll
head.
look it
I
up.
know a lot of the zip codes. I don't
Talk
know
amongst
all of them.
yourselves. I'll look it up.
Okay.
See if I can find it before somebody comments.
Wow, that's flat. Yeah, Mira Mesa was flat.
Oh,
and
Chula
then,
Vista.
Oh, Chula Vista is the one.
Okay, hey.
Chula Vista hanging strong.
Yeah, I love that.
And then 92037.
Okay, sorry.
Look at that one.
Okay.
It's probably down south because I don't do it south as much. So, let's see. December. This is 92037.
Which this says San Diego, like San Diego proper. No, is
Was
that
this
in
Rancho?
La Jolla? La Jolla.
Oh, La Jolla. Okay.
Yeah. La Jolla.
92037 was around 3.2.
Oh, I could have guessed La Jolla
Yeah,
just by
it was the
looking at these home
price
prices. 3.25
And
million.
then it went up to 3.825.
Yeah.
And then 3.6. And
Kind
now
of a
we're
steady-
3.4.
Kind of a steady decline there, though, or
You'll
dip.
probably see a little bit more of it. Although La Jolla might be an outlier in some of these things.
Right.
We will see.
That's hard to predict.
And the
what's
prices
gonna
are so,
happen.
they have such huge ranges there in La Jolla.
Totally.
Because if you're beachfront, it can
Right.
throw off the stats, especially on a 3-month
That's
rolling
very
average.
true. I mean, you have homes,
Oh, I gotta turn
$20
that.
million homes, $3 million homes. You're right. There's not a lot of other spots, with maybe the exception of Rancho Santa Fe here in San Diego, that would have such a wide range of home prices in the same small square mileage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get back to some questions. Where were we up here?
Is renting?
Let me stop sharing.
Okay. Is renting price still going up? I would say yes.
Yes. Although that's probably going to start to settle a little bit too. Although people are getting priced out of buying homes, maybe the rentals will go up.
Yeah.
But they've gone up so much in the last 2 years, rental prices. I doubt you're going to see gigantic increases on rentals going forward, but especially with recession and talks and all that sort of thing. So I bet you they'll remain steady rather than go up, but we shall see. Why would you sell if you have a low interest rate? Maybe you want to buy a bigger house or you want to downsize. I mean, everyone's financial situation is different. So I think it just kind of depends on what you want to do. Like if you're, say you have a 2-bedroom condo and you have 2 children, you need to upsize. Right. That's usually a big reason. Or you're moving across country, relocating. Sure. There's a lot of different reasons.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
But if you can keep it and rent it out, that's not a bad plan either. So
that's a possibility, sure.
But not everyone can afford to
do that, right? Yeah.
When do you project to be a good time to buy? I think in the next end of year, early next year, prices will probably be a little bit lower than they are right now. And then they're going to bottom out at some point. We're never going to know what the bottom is until it goes back up.
Right.
So I think it'll be somewhere between, in the next 6 months, we'll start to bottom out a little bit, unless we hit this great crash in 2025 that I don't think Colt's watching anymore because he's not responding to me anymore. So.
He just dropped his little.
I think it'll be sometime in the next 6 months. That's my guess. People are stuck. You're not trading your sub 4 rate for a 6 with a high property taxes. So many friends whose parents in Park Village who bought in the 90s, no incentive to move. I mean, sometimes people are, if you're leaving the state, that's one reason to do it.
Right.
Especially if they own their house or they're leaving the city. If they're moving somewhere, you can transfer your property tax to another. If they bought it 20 years ago and their property tax was based off of $300,000, they could transfer their property tax in California at least. So, but there's a lot of different reasons. I think there's why the inventory won't pick up is because of that reason. A lot of people are just staying put. So high rates is killing the housing market. So many people are renting. Yep. I mean, it's definitely slowed it down, but it needed to be slowed down. Yeah. I just wish it didn't go from 3 to 6. I was hoping it was 3 to 4.
Right.
Which I think if we went 3 to 4, we wouldn't. Well, inflation is a reason why they're raising it. But if they went to 4, I don't think we would have had these huge swings that we're having now. Not huge, big swings.
Yeah.
We already did these, right?
Yes, we did, and yes, Mira Mesa was flat.
Okay. Thoughts on the master plan communities, 3 routes, etc. What's your thoughts?
I mean, 3 routes but specifically, I mean, I like master plan communities when they're done well.
Not everyone does, but
not everyone does.
We like them for the most part.
I like them at this point in my life when I am this old and I have 3 kids all in school. I like master plan community, the communities there. I would say 4S Ranch Del Sur is sort of a master plan community. And I think they did a really great job. And I talk about it all the time. You guys are tired of hearing me talk about it. I think they executed it well. Maybe people that live in 4S or Del Sur would say I'm wrong, but I don't think they would. I think it was thoughtful. It was well planned. It's a great mix of all different types of housing, which I think is great for the community as well as shops and restaurants. I think 3 routes has taken a little longer than they thought initially.
Well, it's a big community.
It's huge. Yeah. I mean, it dwarfs these other ones. I don't know that I've seen one that big. I mean, it's multiple builders, right? It's multiple home styles. I think it's tough. I think people have had a little bit of a hard time with 3 routes specifically just because of price fluctuations.
And they also did say
wait lists, and
they were supposed to have, when they first announced that everyone was trying to get on there. And they also announced they were supposed to have all these like shopping and restaurants.
Right.
And I feel like they sold off parts of it into like biotech companies. So I think people were a little PO'd about that move. I think there are still going to be a couple, but not as much as even with our shopping center. It's supposed to be like a movie theater, a grocery store, fitness center. Sorry, my daughter's little toy here on the ground. At least we don't hear the chainsaw anymore.
Yeah, no,
so
chainsaw stop. Yeah, so I think I like master planned communities when they're done correctly. And I almost think, even though it's so enticing to get in there and buy that property, like, as you know, you want to be on the wait list and get in there right and have your brand new, never been lived in home. But like Bern's saying, the rest of the community hasn't been built yet, and it seems to be in flux in a lot of these places. So you might have been sold this bill of goods where we're getting a movie theater and a boutique hotel and whatever, and then all of a sudden they go, actually, you know what? Never mind. You're not going to get any of that. It's just going to be like offices.
More office space.
It's a chiropractor's office or whatever. You know,
probably a dentist.
A dentist. Oh my God, so many dentists. Right? No, I love dentists. But yeah, so. I think it sometimes pays to wait and see what kind of vendors, what kind of commercial real estate they actually get in there before making that.
Although you usually get a better price when you buy early on there.
Absolutely. I think there's a give and take there, but
now I think that you actually get pretty good deals on those new constructions too, because one sign of what the builders are getting a little nervous, they're actually offering buyer's agents commissions now, which especially Lennar. Lennar was notorious for the last 2 years to not giving you anything. Buyer's agents any pay if you were helping someone buy one of theirs. And I just got an email recently that Arlo, they're offering commissions to buyer's agents, which means the demand is way down for their home. So if you're looking to buy one of those, you'll probably get at least, they're not always giving like lower prices, but they'll give you like $10,000 in design credit or $15,000 in design credit. So it's
just
if you are
kind
looking
of
at one
a
of
roller
those
coaster with some of these newer committees or committees. It says committees on there. Sorry, communities.
And Three Woods is very centrally located.
It is.
You're right.
It's a great spot.
You're just east of La Jolla, south of Mira Mesa.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good spot.
It's going to be really convenient for a lot of people.
They want to add a dedicated bus lane on Mira Mesa Boulevard. They're crazy.
Wow.
What?
Okay, yeah.
Just put another large thing on.
How can they even do that? Where is the space? How are they even, or they're taking an existing lane and turning it into a dedicated bus lane?
Wasn't Mira Mesa the place they tried to do that one-way road thing and then for like a week and then they stopped doing it?
I don't know.
I remember reading about it. Okay. Oh, there you go.
Oh, yes, it does. Okay, I went to Julian 2 times when I lived there, and it did remind me of New England a little bit. Apple pie was great. Look, I have the Julian's hard cider here that I just got. I know. I'm trying to get the label on there.
Big camera right
there. I see.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's a wonderful, lovely place. Only an hour. For those of you who may not know or aren't here in San Diego or haven't traveled to Julian, it's about an hour north and east, 5,000 feet in elevation. So you're up kind of in the mountains.
How far is the drive?
It's 1 hour, maybe 1 hour and 5 minutes from North County, San Diego. And it's a really easy drive. And it's just gives you a little bit of a different feel than coastal San Diego.
I told Courtney to vlog it for everybody, but she did not do it.
Sorry, so I didn't.
She failed.
I made some reels though. I'm coming along.
Did you do a Julian one?
I did.
Oh, I didn't even see it yet. Okay, sorry. I don't follow her.
He doesn't follow me on social media.
Sorry, Julian. I was wondering how much of these median sales prices are people are buying smaller homes and not actual house value drop. I did a 3-month average. I didn't do like 1 month. If you do 1 month, it's even more dramatic.
Yeah.
So that's why 3 months was a pretty good range, just because it just shows a wider, more homes, more median. Because if you do monthly, I feel like it's one house can skew the whole thing. So I don't think people are buying smaller homes because in some of these zip codes, they don't have smaller homes like the 92127 and the 92130. They don't really have houses smaller than 2,000 square feet. Yeah. So some of like the smaller metro areas probably would be skewed that way, but I don't really see that happening. I think some of the reasons why the other neighborhoods like Amir Mesa or Vista aren't dipping dramatically is because they are one of the more affordable spots in there. So I think people are going away from the more expensive zip codes and then moving to some of the more affordable zip codes. But that's just me looking in on that. Was the number of apartment offers much lower in December, January time? Offers, meaning do they give out less offers in December, January, or are there less available units? There's rentals available all year round. I would say a lot of North County, at least, they try to rent them out in the summertime because they don't want to have an empty vacancy in like November when everyone's kind of already found their housing because ours is very school centric over here.
Yeah.
But I kind of probably depends on what zip code you're looking in.
Oh. 921.
Oh, 92130. Oh, our neighbor. Nice.
Yeah. Let's see who else.
And then 92130. They don't have that small. I mean, I think the smallest home might be 1,800 square feet, but. What's the entry price for townhomes and 3 rooms? Any special assessments? 3 rooms definitely has special assessments. I think it's like the overall property tax rate. I think was like 1.5% compared to like 1.1%. I forget the exact number. I don't have it in front of me. But the entry point for the townhomes there, I think, is around $1 million, maybe 900 at 3 roots. I haven't looked at it in the last month or so, but it's probably around there. But yes, the assessments are pretty high at 3 roots. Do you have a specific website for home buyers that you prefer to use over others? I mean, they're all hooked up to the MLS essentially. The one we use for is homesnap.com is the one we use. That's just directly linked from the MLS, but everybody gets the same houses for the most part. So just find which one you like, or you can go to different websites and do it that way too. So
I don't think the information.
Yeah, realtor.com, zillow.com, redfin.com. We can also put you on our home search if you also like to. So just moved in 3. Okay, there you go. What did you pay for your 3 roots? If you don't mind us asking, I'm just curious. Because someone was just asking, so that'd be helpful.
She doesn't want to share.
If you don't want to tell us, that is fine too, Julia. Are you a pharmacist? My dad was a pharmacist for many, many years.
And she says, I don't particularly care about the malls because we live so close to UTC anyway. Okay, so what you have there in 3 roots is not a make or break. It's not a deal breaker for you because. So
what are you getting at 3 roots? Are they going to have at least like, I know you have the fitness center. Are they going to have like coffee shops and restaurants? Or I've heard different things. So I'm curious to see what you
let us know.
Heard since you live there.
Julia.
Have you been near the no, but I'm going on September. I mean, I have been near it.
Yeah.
But I have not gone to it yet. I'm going on to September 30th. To
I heard they had like a big sell. Did they have a sellout?
Yeah, like the first women's game sold out ever. Right. I don't think even San Diego State football even sold out, but that was
a huge deal. That was a really huge deal.
The soccer team sold out. So
it was kind of unfortunate. The first weekend that they actually opened, it was like sweltering heat. We were actually under like heat advisory. So it was 100 and
people were passing out at the stadium.
Yeah. So they didn't get all the attendance that they could have. But then I think the following weekend, which is just this past weekend, they had a real banner sellout.
And I will be there on the 30th. I'm going to try to do a little vlog of the stadium and show what it's like. So
see all the food you can eat there.
That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm basically just going to try to show all the food that there is.
It's going to rival Petco Park is what I said in one of our past videos. I mean, the list of vendors that they have there.
And then that whole area,
incredible.
They're redoing that whole area too. So there should be like the Riverwalk and all that.
You guys know what I like about it.
What, donuts?
The parking.
Oh, the parking.
The parking's amazing. There's so much parking.
Okay, Savita homeowners have done extremely well if they got in early on. Yeah, I mean, most people that buy early on, like in the first phase before it gets once it gets developed, everyone sees how great it is. Right. So, and I think Savita, they did a great job in planning that. Yeah. They could use a little more. I know they were building more restaurants and stuff right around there, but I feel like it took a while to get all those in there. But the actual community of Savita, I think, is fantastic.
Yeah.
They're going to be do dedicated bike lanes on Mission Village Road above Snapdragon as well. It's already congested during events. I mean, anytime there's an event at any of these stadiums, Petco, Snapdragon is no different. It's always going to be crowded. Even the sports arena.
Have to assume there's going to be
anytime, and which isn't. They don't do events every day, but and I imagine although they're going to do a lot of concerts and stuff there too. I'm actually going to go to the Rady Shell tomorrow night.
Yes, you are.
To see Tom Segura, a comedian. So I'm actually very excited about that.
I've
never been to the Rady Shell. So
I know. I'm so excited to hear how that is because people just rave about it and I haven't been either. And I've said before, it seems like pricing is a little bit high for almost every show there. So you really do have to want to see who's there.
I think you got to buy it before, like once it goes for sale. And I never know when these things go for sale.
It's still pricey, but I get it. I mean, you have a limited amount of space and it's this amazing sort of setup. And I mean, it's like once in a lifetime, you're there on the bay. It's beautiful. I get it. Just, you gotta really want to.
How good are the Spanish immersion programs in San Diego schools? Do kids becoming relatively fluent in Spanish? would seem relevant in San Diego?
I can only really speak for Poway Unified here, as that's the only school district that I'm familiar or more familiar with their Spanish immersion programs. So not every school in Poway Unified has a Spanish immersion program, but there are specific schools that do. I believe Los Penasquitos has a Spanish immersion. I think I know W Bluffs has Mandarin immersion. I know that there's one more.
I know
don't know if
there's
it's
a
Terra
few.
Bonita
I
or
can't remember which
Chaparral,
one it is.
one that have Spanish immersion. You know what? I would have to meet some of those kids who have gone all the way through the program to see whether they're totally fluent in Spanish. It would seem relevant in San Diego. It is. I think it's amazing. I'm honestly kind of surprised that they don't teach Spanish just in general until you get to about 7th or 8th grade.
Middle school, really, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think the immersion programs are probably pretty. I think they're probably pretty great.
Yeah, I've heard good things about them.
Yeah.
But honestly, I haven't met a whole lot of kids that have or that are in them.
I know, because not a ton of schools. There are so many schools within Poway Unified, and not a ton of them offer it. But it will really come in handy in San Diego for sure.
San Diego probably has a few of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how does one determine a fair competitive price for a rental home, especially when you're done renovations on the place using your own money? Well, if you bought new construction, I think once you buy new construction, the upgrades you do to it will increase the rental price a little bit, but not dramatically. Especially if it's like a townhome, because Hudson is the townhome. I think that's what you were talking about. So, I mean, just say if it was hypothetically it was 4,000, maybe if you did a bunch of upgrades, it's 4,300, something like that. We can help you with that. If you want to reach out, I can give you our 2 cents.
And just make sure, I mean, you want to make sure you point that out too, that you justify what you're asking for in rent. Say, hey, look at all.
You find one that wasn't as upgraded as yours, and then you can add a few $100 or accordingly, whatever it comes out to. So and then you can, I mean, rentals, it's not as important to price it. I mean, it is important to price it correctly, but it's not going to make or break your rental if you price it a little bit high first, then you have to adjust it to a little bit more. For purchases, it can really, really crush you. So, but for rentals, I don't think it's as important if you overprice it by $100 or $200 or something like that. So, see if they have any jobs there.
I know it's Snapdragon. I don't think they do. Do you?
They have I think they have the cookie place at the Cravery or something.
Cookies are not donuts. Sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint you.
But nice.
It's not a nice fluffy. No, it's not a fluffy donut. So.
No shade. That's what I heard. That's why when it was like 100 degrees there was no shade, and people were literally passing out. Right.
That's one of my good friends atypical of San Diego too. So I bet 9 times out of 10 it's going to be lovely to be.
It's only that like 2-week period of the year that we had that. So we'll see. Okay, just a couple more questions, then we got to run because it is almost 5 o'clock. Have you heard of any new developments coming into North County? Saw one in Carmel Mountain, but looks like a 55+ community by Lennar. Yeah, the old golf course behind the hotel over there. That's going to be 55+. There's the farm in Poway. You check that one out.
Those homes are starting at about 1.6.
Yeah, I know.
Those are like single family homes. Not sure if you're looking for townhouses, condos, or single family homes. Right. But
and then
I mean, Merge 56 here, which has options: single family homes, townhouses, and what are they building right now? They're
apartments. They're
apartments.
Yeah. And then Pacific Highland Ranch has what's those ones called? The little townhomes. Can't remember the name right now. I'm drawing a blank right now. And then San Marcos has a bunch of new construction still, like Parkside, Lennar, KB. The KB, the Foothills is building up there. Skylark.
A little further than
like south of like Rancho Bernardo, there's not a lot of new construction besides Three Roots, Arlo, which is Merge 56, the farm in Poway.
Oh, there's also
the 55+.
There's single family homes going over across from Oak Valley Middle School. They're building
Avion. Those are 3-story houses with little yards. Which I mean they have nice
selling it, Burn.
Well, I'm just saying.
I know.
So there's not a lot. So besides up in like San Marcos. In Carmel Mountain Ranch, they're going to be where that old golf course was. They're supposed to develop that eventually, but it hasn't happened yet. So.
Wait, you mean where the hotel was?
No, not that old hotel. Where there was another golf course. I think it was Carmel Mountain Ranch Country Club or something like that. Like Sabre Spring, Carmel Mountain Ranch.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
So hopefully that helps. Dude, thanks for a great question. I plan to
Okay.
buy an apartment at the end of this year. Should I postpone my decision due to lower availability around this time? I mean, do what you need to do, but I would say if you find a good deal, jump on it. Like if you find a house that's 25% lower than it was
Yeah.
this time last year, I think, because if you wait, there's going to be a bottom of this. We just don't know when it's going to be, whether it's 3 months, 9 months, whatever it is. Just when you can afford it. And we've already seen 5 to 15% decreases in a lot of these neighborhoods. Some haven't decreased at all, like Mira Mesa and Escondido.
Yeah.
So the ones that are decreasing the most are probably the most desirable spots.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get it for 20% cheaper than it was 6 months ago, in my mind, that seems like a good deal to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can always, you can do an ARM, you can refinance later, or just do a 30-year, just lock it in just in case, and then refinance. As long as you can afford the monthly payments, which they're dramatically higher. So like we saw that one comparison was $1,500 more per month for the same exact mortgage payment 6 months ago. So
yeah.
But
house,
you know, or if you just want to wait it out and see how it goes, that's fine too. But I think there are deals to be had in the next 3 to 9 months.
Sure.
Also, is it possible to look up apartments that will be offered for sale in 2 to 3 months from now? Thank you. Do you mean like condos, or do you mean things that were for rent? They don't really tell you. There's no real place that'll show you like things that are going to be for sale. Sometimes they'll have it coming soon on the MLS. But
it's
other than
only
that,
like 2 weeks,
or
ahead.
like we hear about things before they hit the markets, but other than that, there's not really like a website that'll show you things that'll be on the market 2 to 3 months from now.
Yeah.
But condos, I think you'll even get well, maybe they're not, because I think the prices, their condos are more affordable in general. So maybe those will hold up their value a little bit more than some of these single family neighborhoods that went up so much over the last 2 years. So, okay, last question. Then we got to run, guys. I appreciate you guys all here. We got almost had 50 people on here. I paid 1.1 for the unit with the next gen suite. Oh, everyone loves the next gen suites here.
Yeah.
And apparently so did one of my neighbors, overbid by 11%. And when did you move in? I'm just curious, was that recently or whatnot? The Hudsons were very popular. So those were nice. We went into those.
I went through those.
Yep.
Yeah. Very nice. And the next gen suite is great. Those are always very popular,
especially in San Diego. There's a lot of multi-family type,
multi-generational
type families that come to San Diego. So that you should be fine on that one. Even if prices dip a little bit in the next, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
In the long run, as long as you're not trying to sell it tomorrow, you're going to be fine.
A lot of people are, even my parents are looking for that. They're constantly like, you find one with a casita, find us someplace we can, they want the next gen suite so badly.
Well, you can live with Julia. They can live with Julia. Julia, do you mind if her parents live with you for a little bit? That would be great.
I'll swoop in. I'll take it. I need the next gen
and they
suite.
can get free medicine.
Yes.
Just kidding, Julia. That would be wrong. So, okay. Last question. When will you guys do another joint with Dan Parker? Can't wait. I think I'm going to be on Dan Parker's channel next week. So keep an eye out for us on there.
There you go.
So that's it. Hopefully that guy was helpful. If there's any other type of videos you guys want to see in the near future, please let us know. We're always trying to make videos that you guys want to watch. And that'll be very helpful. We have a tour of Coronado coming up very soon.
Yes, you guys, such a good one.
Man, I think I'm going to move to Coronado.
It was such a good one. Yes.
If you have not been to Coronado, it is absolutely beautiful. We went on the most beautiful day of the year. I think it's so
nice. I didn't want to come home.
It was fantastic.
It's nice where we live too, but Coronado's like just next level.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. And like I said, if there are any other videos you guys want to see, let us know. And if this is your first time to our channel, please subscribe to our channel as we post new videos every week. And if you ever need help buying or selling a home, we'd love to help.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, and catch us. Was there one more question? We did a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and plus, please come
Yay.
over. Thanks, Julie. I appreciate that.
I love that.
Okay.
Oh, virtual hug. Thank you. And everybody watch Burns' video on Friday that he's so excited about.
And watch we did a SeaWorld video last week and no one watched it. So if you go back and watch the SeaWorld, I know, I was fun about that. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Bye. Bye. Look at that. 5 o'clock on the dot.